Hi there, welcome to my YouTube channel Dhyani Classes. If you are watching my video for the first time, do subscribe my channel, hit the bell icon so that you get notified whenever new video will be uploaded. So in today's video we will cover the chapter Glimpses of India Part 1, A Baker from Goa, written by Lucio Rodriguez from class 10th CBSE. So let's get started. Let's talk about the author. Lucio Rodriguez was born in 1916. He was one of the famous Kolkani essayists. He wrote several articles in English and various periodicals and telecast many talks. Besides serving as professor of English in colleges in Bombay and Goa, he was visiting professor of folklore at Indian University in 1969. His essays in English and translation of his Kolkani essays were posthumously published under the titles of Soil and Soul and Kolkani Folk Tales. A touch of humor and informal narration are well-known features of his style. So the writer became sentimental while narrating about his childhood days. So through the baker from Goa, he talks about the people of Goa village, that they were very influenced by the Portuguese traditions and their living standards, and also talks about their traditional profession, which was baking bread, and the bakers were known as peders. So let's move on the lesson now. Our elders are often heard reminiscing nostalgically about those good old Portuguese days, the Portuguese and their famous loaves of bread. So here the author is talking about his elders, that our elders are often heard reminiscing nostalgically about good old Portuguese days. That means when he was a teenager, he heard about the reminiscing nostalgically. That means to look back on those things which had happened in the past or thinking about the past, and his elders used to talk when the Portuguese were in Goa, and the Portuguese and their famous loaves of bread. That means his elder used to talk about Portuguese family business, and that was the baking of loaves. So further he says, those eaters of loaves might have vanished, but the makers are still there. That means those elders who used to talk about pieces of bread might have disappeared, but the makers are still there. That means he wants to say even the people who bake those loaves of bread are still there, and they are continuing their baking bread. We still have amongst us the mixture, the molders, and those who bake the loaves. So here he is talking about all necessary equipment which people help to make breads are still there, such as mixtures, the molders, and they are continuing their business of baking bread. And further he says those age-old time-tested furnaces still exist. So here the narrator is talking about the equipment that is age old, that means very old fashioned equipment. The fire in the furnaces has not yet been extinguished. That means the furnaces are still exist, and the furnaces are still burning, and still people using furnaces there, and the fire has not been put off. Further he says the thud and jingle of the traditional baker's bamboo heralding his arrival in the morning can be still heard in some places. So here he is saying that whenever the bakers arrive, he has a bamboo stick in his hand and keeps making circling sound to know the people the baker is arriving. So that is what he calls the thud and jingle of traditional baker's bamboo. And further he says when he was a child, he used to listen that jingle sound of baker's arrival in the early morning and can still be heard in some places in Goa. So what do you mean by heralding here? That means to be a sign or a signal or announcement that is about to happen. Maybe the father is not alive, but the son still carries on the family profession. So here he is talking about the forefather of the bakers who used to do baking, and maybe he is not alive, but then the family profession of baking bread is still continued by their children. These bakers are even today known as peder in Goa. So here as baking profession is still continued by local people of Goa. So even today these bakers are known as peder in Goa. During our childhood in Goa, the baker used to be our friend, companion and guide. So here the narrator is saying that when he was in Goa during his childhood, the baker acted as their friend and companion during their childhood days in Goa. He used to come at least twice a day. So here he said that the baker used to be our friend, companion and guide, and the baker used to visit twice in a day. Once when he set out in the morning on his selling round, and then again when he returned after emptying his huge basket. So here the narrator is saying that the bakers used to visit twice in a day while he was on the round to sell his loaves with full of basket of loaves, and then in the evening while returning back with his empty basket. The jingle thud of bamboo woke us up from sleep and we ran to meet and greet him. So here he says that early in the morning the jingle thud sound of the bamboo would wake him up, and he used to get up from his bed and ran to meet and greet him. So what do you mean by jingle thud of his bamboo? That means bakers used to make a separate or repeated gentle ringing sound by the bamboo stick. Why was it so? Was it for the love of the loaf? Not at all. So here the narrator is saying that during selling the loaves, the sound of the bamboo would wake these children up. So he asks why these children ran to meet the baker, and thinking, was it for the love of the loaf? Not at all. That means it was not love for the bread at all. And further he says, the loaves were brought by some paskin or bastin, the maid servant of the house. What we longed for were those bread bangles which we chose carefully. So here the narrator is saying that the loaves were brought by some paskin or bastin. So that means there were maid servant would be named as paskin or bastin, and they used to buy that bread. And further he says, what we longed for were those bread bangles which we chose carefully. That means the children were so excited to meet him and choose from the bread bangles he made especially for them. Sometime it was sweet bread of a special make. So here he says sometime the bread especially made by the bakers very delicious and sweet, and the baker made his musical entry on the scene with jang jang sound of his special made bamboo staff. That means the baker often made his musical entry with the jang jang sound of his bamboo stick to let people know the baker is arriving, and one hand supported the basket on his head and the other banged the bamboo on the ground. That means his one hand supported the basket on his head while the other banged the bamboo on the ground with the musical entry, that is thud and jingle sound. He would greet the lady of the house with good morning and then place his basket on the vertical bamboo. So here the baker would go door to door to greet people or a lady of the house by saying good morning, and then they allowed him to come inside, and then with the support of his long bamboo stick he would keep the basket on the ground so that people can have look at the bread. We kids would be pushed aside with a mild rebuke and the loaves would be delivered to the servant. So here whenever the baker used to come to the streets to sell bread, children used to rush to have a look at the basket, and kids would be pushed aside with a mild rebuke. That means the parents would scold the children and make them stand aside, and loaves would be handed over to the servant. But we would not give up. We would climb a bench or a parapet and peeped into the basket somehow. So here the narrator is saying that children were eager to see what is inside the basket, and they would not give up even if they were scolded by their parents, and they would somehow manage to climb up a bench or a wall or a fence and peeped into the basket because they wanted to see bread bangles inside the basket. I can still recall the typical fragrance of those loaves for the elders and the bangles for the children. So here the narrator is saying that still he can smell and feel those loaves. Then we did not even care to brush our teeth or wash our mouths properly. So the narrator says that we did not care about brushing our teeth or washing our mouths properly because of the fragrance of those loaves, or they would be attracted by the smell of loaves. And further he says, and why should we? Who would take the trouble of plucking the mango leaf for the toothbrush? So here he says that we even did not feel like brushing our teeth before having those bread bangles. And further he says, who would have time to go back to home to brush the teeth and wash mouth? Even it seemed unnecessary trouble for them to pluck mango leaves or the branches to use them for brushing the teeth. And why was it necessary at all? The tiger never brushed his teeth. So here he is saying that it was not necessary to brush the teeth and wash mouth, and says the tiger never brushed his teeth. That means he gives an example of tiger and said that tiger does not brush its teeth. And further he says Hoti could wash and clean up everything so nicely after all. That means even if we eat something without washing our mouth or eat loaves without washing our mouth, simultaneously we drink hot tea, it could clean everything so nicely and there is no need to brush the teeth. Marriage gifts are meaningless without the sweet bread known as bol, just as a party or a feast loses its charm without bread. So here the narrator is saying that the bread is an important part of the culture and it was a part of everything such as party or any other celebration, and a feast loses its charm. That means without sweet bread, even a special meal with very good food is meaningless on the occasions of marriage or any other festivals, and that time bread was known as bol. Not enough can be said to show how important a baker can be for a village. So here he says that at that time bakers were very essential and sweet breads makes their presence in every village very important. The lady of the house must prepare sandwiches on the occasion of her daughter's engagement. That means the lady of the house used to prepare sandwiches for the engagement of their daughter, and if the girl getting married, then the lady of the house must prepare sandwiches for the celebration. And further he says cakes and boliness are the most for Christmas as well as other festivals. So here the narrator is saying that they used to bake the cakes and boliness especially for the Christmas and other festivals as well. So what do you mean by boliness here? Boliness are delicious coconut cookies and known as crispy sweet biscuits. Thus, the presence of baker's furnace in the village is absolutely essential. So here the narrator is saying that as we know that bread is an important part of Goa culture and it is evident from its presence at every important occasion. So baking breads makes a baker's furnace very essential in every village, because without bread functions are meaningless and dishes are incomplete. The bakers or bread seller of those days had a peculiar dress known as the kabai. So in those days the bakers used to wear special dress and it was known as kabai. And further he says it was a single piece long frock reaching down to the knees. So it was one of the single frock that reaching down to the knees and typically known as kabai. So he is talking about the dress. And further he says in our childhood we saw bakers wearing a shirt and trouser which were shorter than full length ones and longer than half pants. So here he is saying that in his childhood days he had seen them wearing shirts and pants whose length was shorter than the usual ones. And further he says even today anyone who wears a half pant which reaches just below the knees invites the comment that he is dressed like a pader. So here he is saying that even nowadays if anybody in Goa wears a single piece long frock that reaches down to the knees would look like a pader, and people will also call him pader just because of his dress. The baker usually collected his bills at the end of the month. So here the narrator is saying that in those days the baker used to collect the money at the end of the month. Monthly accounts used to be recorded on some wall in pencil. So here baker used to maintain his accounts such as profit and loss or due payments etc. on some wall using a pencil. Baking was indeed a profitable profession in the old days. So here finally he is saying that the baking has always been a profitable business in those old days, because at that time bread was very essential and everybody wanted bread every day, and it was highly demanded especially on the occasion of wedding, festivals, engagement and other several parties as well. The baker and his family never starved. So here he is saying that the baker's family has always been happy and joyous because they had food and money to lead their life peacefully. And further he said his family and his servants always looked happy and prosperous. So here the baker and his family were leading healthy life and good life. Even their servants always looked very happy and prosperous because the business was very profitable and they could earn enough money to survive. And moreover, he says their pump physique was an open testimony to this. So here the narrator is saying that their heavy fat body shows that they were very happy in their life, and the baker at that time was usually fat, and that proves that he had a lot of money to buy food. So this shows their richness. Even today, any person with a jackfruit like physical appearance is easily compared to a baker. So in the end, the narrator is saying that even today, if anybody looks like a jackfruit physical appearance, that means somebody who has a strong body or someone with a well built body is compared to a baker. So this is the end of the first part of the chapter Glimpses of India. Let's look at the second part of the chapter Coorg in my next video. I hope you like the video. For more informative videos, do subscribe my channel, hit the bell icon so that you get notified whenever new video will be uploaded. So thank you so much for watching once again. Stay safe, stay healthy.